Hi guys, Luckfuck here and welcome to another FIFA 19 player review, and today I'm going to be reviewing the 85 rated UEFA Champions League Road to the Final Nacho Fernandez. He's got a very nice looking card and he did cost me 90,000 coins in the 32 games that I have played with him. He scored me 1 goal and got me 1 assist, and he does have a 4-star weak foot as well as 2-star skill moves. Moving along into his in-game stats, his main standout stats are his 88 stand tackle, his 87 slide tackle, his 83 short passing and his 83 interceptions. And I did have the anchor chem set applied to Nacho Fernandez, and across the whole 32 games I've used him in a mix of both foot champions and just regular foot rivals as well. And I have to say, this card looks very, very good, and of course Real Madrid aren't doing too bad either in the Champions League at the moment, so expect further upgrades to this card. I want to get this review out a little bit earlier on the weekend, but didn't quite have the time, and then as big Europa League SBCs and Marcos Alonso and Mkhitaryan were released on both Monday and Tuesday, I was going to get him out on one of those days, but they were pushed back to today, and hopefully I might have a Team of the Week player review a little bit later on, but we'll have to wait and see. So anyway, yes, this Nacho Fernandez card does look very, very nice indeed. Got some really good defensive stats, decent pace as well, and moving along into his first pro, it is of course going to be his tackling. Superb tackling stats, 88 stand tackle, 87 slide tackle. He's also got 84 heading accuracy and 83 interceptions. 76 marking certainly isn't the best, but with the anchor chem style, all of his defending stats apart from interceptions are increased by 10, and even his interceptions are increased by 5. So he goes to 88 interceptions, 94 heading accuracy. He also goes to 86 marking, 98 stand tackle, and 97 slide tackle, which is absolutely fantastic. And I couldn't fault his tackling whatsoever. Very consistent, very good. Mostly stand tackles were what I used. I don't really use slide tackles a lot, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, because I do tend to say that every time I review a centre-back. His interceptions weren't too bad either. I did notice that he was able to make quite a few interceptions for me as well, which is pretty decent. But yes, overall, very happy with his tackling. And then the second pro is going to be his passing. I actually thought his long passing was pretty decent as well. He's got 63 long passing, which isn't the worst for a centre-back, but it felt better than 63 long passing in-game. It felt like he was in the mid-70s, even low 80s. You'll see some of the passes that he was able to make to some of my wingers were really, really good to be able to start off attacks as well. Some of the long passes, he was just pinging some really, really nice balls to create chances for my team, which was absolutely fantastic to see. I didn't expect to see that from Nacho Fernandez, but it was always nice to be able to do that from time to time with his card. And then in general, his good short passing play to link up with the rest of the defense, as well as some of the central midfielders like Ducore or who's my other centre midfielder, Herrera as well. So yeah, I couldn't fault it when it came to his passing. Both his long passing and his short passing were very, very nice. And that's going to be the end of his pros. A few other things to talk about with this card. There's no cons to him as such, but in terms of pace-wise, he isn't the quickest centre-back that I've used in FIFA, but he's not slow at the same time. He is on the quicker side, but he's not like really, really quick. He does have 71 acceleration and 80 sprint speed. With the anchor chem style, those stats are increased a little bit, which is quite nice. Also, his physicality wasn't the best. It's not bad as such. You know, he's got 81 strength, 79 aggression. He's at the height of 5'11", I believe, which isn't the tallest of centre-backs. You know, it's an average human height, I guess. But when it comes to centre-backs, it is on the smaller side, of course. But you don't really notice that in game too much. I didn't think his height was an issue, to be honest. I don't really think his strength is an issue either, although I would like him to be a little bit stronger just in certain situations, so that I don't have to always rely on having to make tackles on him. Sometimes just easy just to hold the LT button on the Xbox controller and just be able to shrug players off the ball. Nacho Fernandez couldn't always do that, so it did sometimes require a little bit more work, but for the most part I couldn't fault this card. And comparing him with other defenders from La Liga, I would personally say to buy this card over Varane. Reason being is because he's going to get more upgrades as Real Madrid progress through the Champions League. They are probably going to progress at minimum through the group stage, and you would fancy him to probably get to at minimum quarterfinals. And then also in terms of like comparing him to Ramos, he's not quite as good as Sergio Ramos, but as upgrades could come along, he could become just as good as him. But for the most part at the moment, if you're thinking of buying like a Varane, a Nacho Fernandez, this Nacho Fernandez or Ramos, I'd probably put Ramos number 1, Nacho Fernandez 2, and Varane 3. But overall, I thought this was a good card. Could be interesting to invest in him, as well as potential upgrades will come on in the near future. But anyway guys, let's go finish off this player review. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.